Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Global Healing Circle. My name is Amos Campbell. I'm a master healer from Peoria, Arizona. I run health and healing solutions. I help people get better health. Next on the list is Christina.
Hi, I'm Christina Cece, and I am currently in upstate New York. I am a holistic well-being coach. So I help women create the lives of their dreams with their mind, body, and soul.
Nora.
Yeah, hey everyone. My name is Nora. I am an energy healer and a spiritual life coach from Finland. And I help people to create the life and the health that they truly want.
Bettini.
Hello, my name is Fotini. I'm from Athens, Greece. I'm a shamanic practitioner in Nepal. I do healing and help people find whatever it is they're looking for or bring them into another balance.
Today's episode is going to be about manifestation. And we have a very special guest with us, a master manifester, Miss Afrah.
Hi, everybody. Hi. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Hello, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
So Afrah, tell us about your manifestation coaching.
Yeah, well, manifestation is a big element in my life. And when I have seen that it works in, let's say, all areas of life, so it's such an incredible tool that I like to help other people as well to learn how to use it. I like to introduce them to it and implement also manifesting in my work with people, which is
What is your main demographic of people that you're coaching? Are you coaching mainly men, women, adults, children, parents? What type of population of people usually pursue your method of coaching?
It's mostly women, and it's mostly ambitious women who also have career. They are usually mothers as well, and they have goals and they want to get some clarity in some certain area of their lives, and they have a certain goals. They want to reach somewhere. They want to make some big change in their lives. So then we go through the mind. We go in quite deeply with different modules, different layers in mind. We discover everything from the deep within, and then we work on it. We work on so many areas from inside within the mind, and then we make the change and reach to the positive results.
About how long are your sessions at a time?
Yeah. One session at a time takes from 45 minutes to 1 hour, but one session alone is not enough. So people come for like a set of sessions, so like a course, 12 weeks or so.
Excellent. And most often we can just reach you directly through your website?
Yes, you can. You can book there free an introductory call. You can just make an appointment there from directly there with me, and that's the easy way.
What brought you to this point? What got you to be the manifestation coach? How did this happen? This is a rather unique position.
Yeah, well, I have been doing manifesting for so long in my life, and without first realizing that it is manifesting. Just, doing it and not knowing what it was, but understanding the power of it and understanding what I can really do and seeing the outcomes and the results. But only later I heard the word later and learned that, okay, well, this is called manifesting. Well, I have done this. and really like powerfully. So then it was quite amazing to realize that, wow, this is really something like, I don't even know how I came up to I guess as long as I can remember, I've known that there is huge power inside of us, in our minds, and that we can really affect on the outcomes of situations and events in our lives. Subconsciously, I always knew it, and then I just started implementing. And yeah, now since it's such a powerful tool, so now I want to help other people, and I want to use that in my coaching as well.
So Afrah, what is the first thing that you manifested in your life that you remember?
As a conscious manifester, right?
Conscious
Because we're always manifesting, as Nora, we talked about earlier before we actually started recording, we're always manifesting. It's just a matter of consciously doing it.
Correct.
Yeah.
What
Well, the background that I come from, being a magician, we call it mojo or we call it magic. You know, they burned a lot of us way back in the day for manifesting a lot of stuff, and it really depends on how far we go. From just what I'm hearing in this case, it really sounds like you really help people remove their internal blocks from their own ambition to get to that next stage, which in my opinion is an incredible healing ability. And career is its own special thing because it's unique and sometimes it changes. My adaptation as a healer and manifesting, in my opinion, there's always a step into relation. There is always a roadblock. You know, I've got someone who wants to get off of argument's sake, they want to get off of a sugar control medication. Well, in order to do that, you'd have to control this type 2 diabetes. And the best route to that, shortest point, is to lose 40 pounds. How do you want to do that? Do you want to go pay $8,000 and have it sucked out, have your stomach stapled? Do you want to go spend time with a personal trainer? There's lots of lines to get you to where you want to go. But what is it? And where are you willing to put your energy into it? So everybody's personality is different, and also everybody's circumstances are different. And that's what I've always found is the blockage to manifestation is we've got to know our circumstances. It's really hard to manifest a torch under the ocean. So got to put ourselves in the right circumstances to begin with. But that's my experience, and we call that mojo or charm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Afrah, what is the first thing that you consciously manifested? We didn't get into that yet.
Yeah. Well, what I can remember really effortfully manifesting consciously was a certain action from a certain person in a situation where I knew that situation would come, and I manifested a certain action, and it happened exactly like that. So like I made a person move and do something with my mind.
Wow.
So
That's
can you kind of expand on that a little bit? Because that kind of can sound like voodoo, right? That can kind of scare some people, right? But we know, we who know manifesting know, but so what is your opinion on that? And kind of expand a little bit more.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's true. If you say it like that, someone might get scared, you know, oh, wow, what can I do? It's not like that. And actually, I've done it more than once. It's just like, wow. But it's not, first of all, we don't use it for anything negative. And I don't even believe myself that it works to something bad, using it wrongly. And I don't even want to know. But yeah, so it's just about setting your frequency and setting your mind to it, and you leave out all rejections. You don't give option that it won't be how you want it. You don't give any option.
Yeah.
You just decide. And I've done this many times on many things. You just decide it is like that, and you don't even hear anything else. There's no clutter in your mind. There's nothing. It's just you decide, and you are firm about it, and you live
Yeah.
with it.
You concentrate on a certain outcome of a situation or a certain goal, and you put all your energy into it, and you already feel like it has happened. And then it's going to, by the laws of the universe, it is going to happen. That's
Yes.
the right.
Yes. Yes. You see only that one outcome. You see only that, what you see, without obstacle, without option.
So interesting, last night I watched a video on Helen Hadsell. Do you know who she is, Helen Hadsell?
Yes.
And I've seen this video before, and it was her interview. So Helen Hadsell is a woman, she's known as the contest queen. Any contest that she has ever entered, she's won.
Yeah.
And it's really fascinating. If you have, it's on YouTube, you can look, just Google Helen Hadsell, and the video it interviews her, telling her experiences. And she says that exactly, is that you have to know what you want first and foremost. And I, even myself, have been in this loop of not knowing where to live because I don't know where to live. So I'm kind of like going in between places, but I know that if I know where I want to be, I can get there just with my mind. Things will conform to meet that frequency. So that's the first thing. You have to know what you want. The second thing is to really kind of feel that it's already done. There is no other option, just like you were saying, Afrah, there is no other option. So when you're in that place of it's already done, then you're no longer needing it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep. Yeah,
right?
I call it the certainty principle.
Right, right.
Well, one thing is that we can consciously think about something, but at the same time, we have our subconscious mind that is a huge, huge powerhouse. It's 95% of our actions is based on our unconscious mind. So we have to get our unconscious mind in harmony with our conscious mind. So that, and this is where we talk about removing the mental blockages, like the beliefs or thoughts, how life is, or like negative connotations or whatever that might be blocking you. So you have to actually do a lot of inner work to be able to clear yourself out of all the garbage that you have believed during your childhood and your lifetime, and then kind of get your subconscious mind and your conscious mind in harmony so that your body vibration can change. And after that, your body vibration changes, and then you, based on the law of vibration and the sister law of attraction, you will pull that reality towards you.
Yes, and more important, the most important is the subconscious mind, that you adjust that correctly. You totally work on it and you fix it. And when the subconscious mind is directing the conscious mind. So that's like the motor there, and so yeah, exactly. So when they are aligned, that's when you can just get to where you want to go and the outcomes. And yes, this work, it requires power inside your mind. It requires that you do some work there, like you really put your mind to it. It's not hard, it's not difficult, it just takes some effort. And the biggest work is just when you do it there. I am good at instant manifestation, probably even more than long-term manifestation. I have said these terms, instant manifestation and long-term manifestation, because I have done some things like in an instant, like the situation has came just like that. I didn't know it's come, I didn't expect, and I've manifested just like instantly. but also a bit more long-term goals as well. They are, of course, more effortful. They take more time because you work on the thing on a daily basis. Can take weeks, months, who knows, even can take more. But
What's the difference? What's the difference between instant manifestation and long term? I mean, and not meaning like what's the basis behind it as far as, is it the way that you're manifesting? Is it the way that you're thinking? Or is it just maybe these instant manifestations you don't really care about? You don't care as much as you're not as attached as the long term.
It's totally different process. It's different work because it's different process. Long-term manifestation is that you want something, you have a certain outcome which you want. Let's say it can be a certain house you want to buy or move to a certain place or so forth. And then that is something that you work on a daily basis, perhaps a few times a day and so on. So this might take like you keep doing the work all the time. Yeah, but then the short term or instant manifestation is something that, yeah, you really care about it when you know when the situation is there and when you know you're going to be in that situation. Then I even more also I divide them in like 3 different types, like a certain outcome when you know when the situation is going to be, and then the instant manifestation is just it comes to you like you don't know when it comes suddenly. So in that matter, they are all important equally, but the work is different, of course, because the instant you just start it immediately and you do it immediately, and that's when it might also be so that you know that, okay, you're going to be in that situation, you're going to be in that certain moment when you need the instant manifestation to happen, and then you just do it in that moment. You cannot do it from before because you're not there especially when it involves other people. So when you are in that situation, you start manifesting and you do it in that. But then there is the thing that can come just unpredictably to you, and then the long term, like some bigger event or something. I hope I could explain it clearly.
Yes. Do you have any examples of each, like that you've experienced?
Yeah, a long-term bigger manifestation, like relationships, certain house, moving to certain place, such things. It can be related to professional life, work, or so on. And the instant manifestations are the actions from other people and certain outcomes when you know to some health, for example. Yeah, this is health for not just for myself, but for someone else as well. And actually, very, very powerful recent manifestation was actually happened when someone was literally like he was sentenced to death. Like he was in a hospital, and everybody said that no, it's just a matter of hours, and he's not going to survive. And doctors and everybody they said that, and I said that do not say that. We don't know. Do not say. Of course, as a believer as well, of course, I know that there is a bigger power as well when you believe in God. So you know that is as well, is involved as well. But then you say, don't know. So I started deciding and manifesting and praying and so forth. And he's alive and will. So
it sounds like it takes 2 factors. It sounds like it takes certainty and care. You've got to be certain about what you want, and you have to care about what you want. There's these double layers to it.
Yeah. And one very good example that a client of mine told me, I didn't teach her about manifesting. We were just talking about it. She's my massage client. And she has done this also, partly not knowing what it is. And one day she was flying from London. It was a few years ago where there was a lot of snow that day, and almost all the airplanes were canceled. And she just decided that her airplane is gonna take off and fly to Finland. And guess what? That airplane was the only airplane that left the airport of London that day, and she made it to Finland. So she just decided it, and she was just seeing herself in the airplane and the airplane taking off. So our mind is very, very powerful. And I would say that that's instant manifestation, because she didn't know when she came to the airport that there is a chaos. And she started in there when everyone else is panicking out and sleeping on the floors because no one has been leaving the airport during the night. She was deciding and staying calm and determined, and she made it home. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And it can be exactly like certain outcomes, as I said, like when you know that you're gonna go to some situation or some event and you're expecting for, you create in your mind the film that how it's gonna go, and that's how it goes, and you get the results.
So what
Yeah.
are some of the techniques that you use to help people with manifestation in your practice? Is it visualization, affirmations?
All that, but first you have to get familiar with it, and you have to adjust your mind to do it and know what you're doing. But then again, I don't want to make it difficult for anyone, because it's absolutely not difficult, and you should not take it, you shouldn't think about it as difficult, because then you're just making it complicated for yourself. The more pure and innocent you are, the more simpler you keep it, the more easy it is for you, the more simple it is for you, because we have done it even before we knew what it was. We've been doing it, so one should not complicate it in his mind. But yeah, adjusting yourself, and then there are of course all these tools like meditation and affirmation and self-talk and everything.
Yes, and with my client work, because I also teach this to my clients, one of the biggest thing is that they become aware of themselves. They become aware of their own paradigms that are limiting them. Because before you know your own enemy, you cannot really win it, right? Because your subconscious mind is just having control over you. So it's you taking over about your mind, kind of taming the elephant, or what do they say? Is it taming the elephant? Maybe.
I like it.
Yeah.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you absolutely that, I mean, when you're in the midst of working, I don't want to say use the word working, when you're trying to create this outcome, your desire. So your desire is a birthright. If you can think of it, it's yours. It's an idea. It comes from your imagination. That is what manifesting is before it's actually created in this 3D physical world. So when we start to create and start to have these desires, it's the old stories, our old paradigms that come in from the subconscious to say, no, you can't have that. You want a raise, you're in a job, you want a raise from your boss. That's what you want. You want a $10,000 raise. And then this old little voice comes in saying, no, you don't deserve that. You're not good enough for that. So it's those subconscious thoughts that we are trying to remove. So something that I had been learning, for a couple of months now, really honing in on this, is from the place of already having it, right? If you are in that state of being that you already have the $10,000 raise, then your thoughts will not be of that place. And I've experienced this very quickly. So it's really getting into that state of being, and Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this a lot. It's really being in that state of being.
And being the person who
Being
has
the
that,
person. Exactly.
or who is experiencing that. You
Exactly.
have
Because a person who has that $10,000 raise does not think like,
he
I
is
can't have
there.
it. I can't have it. So
Correct.
it's really, the work is moving into that state and more than you're not in that state. So if you're having those thoughts, I'm not in that state, I'm responding from an old state.
Correct. From the old person. Then you don't get it if you're still the old person. That's the work what you have to do first. When you become the one who can receive it, you receive it. And also, I'd like to add one strong tool as well, which helps a lot, especially for these experiences of care, like, for example, that health and that saving, that what I was doing all the time, like giving thanks already, giving like ahead,
Yes.
giving thanks. That this is
Yes.
very strong element as well. You just give thanks that it is done, that it's happened. Thanks for the outcome.
And grateful, like that's one of the biggest keys for raising your vibration, actually, and kind of having it already. So it's
Yes.
a lovely tool.
Yeah.
And it,
That's
I actually write every morning down 10 things that actually nowadays it's 7 things that I'm very thankful for. Then I write my goal, and then I write my daily intention, and then I tell the universe what I want today from the universe. So I'm manifesting every day.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I do every morning as well, is before I get out of bed, I'm going through my mind. The first things when I first wake up is everything that I'm thankful for. And because it's first thing in the morning, and before you go to bed, your mind is in that hypnagogic state where the subconscious is more susceptible to impression.
exactly.
So in the morning, when you're first waking up, as your body is kind of waking up, is when you have those thoughts that are directed toward your desires. That really helps the subconscious mind impress those new thoughts and that new version of yourself.
And that delivers to your physical body, to your feeling of already being that, already having that
Yes.
transfers there. So you start, and that's when you feel that you are the person worthy of that, what you want. So that's then when you set your frequencies to attract it to you.
Yes.
And when you mentioned earlier about the mind, that when you create it, when you get an idea in your mind, that it's already yours. And I also always like to remind that those ideas, they don't come to you for nothing, there's always a reason.
Absolutely. The
It's
mind.
the power coming through you, like the Bob Proctor says. Yeah.
And that's where we create. Everything is being created in our minds. That's where it comes from.
Well, and the way that I teach is that the mind is the linchpin between the two, the soul being pure energy and the body being physical matter. The mind is half and half. It's half squishy material, but it's got all this beautiful electricity that runs through it. So it's very half and half. And it being the linchpin, it can swing the bell either way. So that's why I teach mindfulness and meditation so much, is because the more we control our mind, the more we can control our energy effectively. It's really hard to try to control the bus when you're having a manic episode. We got to keep focus. Again, that's why I teach certainty and care. This keeps us focused on whatever path we're on.
Yeah.
I have a rock. It literally says imagine on it. So I have it sitting in my little altar space every day. I have this rock, and when I sit and hold this rock, it's literally the imagination stone. I am imagining what I want to happen next. So there is no wrong answer. A long time ago, with the whole law of attraction thing that went through, there was the vision boards, and that was very popular on Pinterest. So I don't think there's any wrong answer. And a lot of times I really do think that we need a personal guide, a personal coach, if nothing, a sounding board to kind of help us stay reasonable. And that's really the part of manifestations. Like, it's very hard to just manifest becoming an influencer overnight, like Pamela Anderson or any of these TikTok kids. Like, that's a little unreasonable. But like, you know, like Christina said, you know, if you have a job and you're legitimately doing it and you do believe that you deserve a raise, I think that's absolutely reasonable to manifest. And those types of manifestations, I think we should be shooting for. I think progress and evolution is the name of the game. So upwards always.
Yeah, and if you want to become a TikTok kid, you can do it, but know that you can do it overnight. You need to
that's it.
like slowly but surely.
Mm.
I think you can do anything. Like
Yeah.
actually, the only limits you put into yourself is your mind putting them. But
You put on yourself. Yeah, you can do that. Just give it a bit more than overnight.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, it's possible. It is totally possible that it could happen overnight. If you are the person who is TikTok influencer, then that is what will happen. And it could happen overnight. And it happens every day overnight for people. Yeah.
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 so,
But yes, it's fascinating because I think we can create. It's not a thing. It is our birthright. We can create anything in our lives. Anything.
Yeah.
Correct. And yeah, we are the creators, and it is actually quite a basic thing. But the thing is that the our culture where we live in now, the society and everything, it has programmed us to believe that we cannot. It has programmed us as so small or so limited beings that we have started believing that we are those limited beings, that we are not. If you go back you can go a lot back, thousands of years, the world has been totally different. Humans have been different. They have done things that are would be considered only as magic now, or only possible to gods or something, but it was normal then. So it's just that, you know, the culture and society and all these controlling powers don't want, they want to have a certain type of, you know, organized structure, or some kind of, you know, boxes where to how to move inside them, or you know.
And for example, all these like miracles from the past, I think they are just a manifestation. The spontaneous healings and whatever they say, I think they are just instant manifestations. Yeah. So that's how powerful we are. Let's just practice our magical skills a little bit more. Yeah.
Absolutely. Always.
Yeah. And actually, I wanted to say that me and Afrah, we have started a manifesting group. Maybe Christina, you want to join us? Manifesting into reality. It's with that name. We just did it 2 days ago or 3 days ago or something, and we are talking there about manifesting, and we are having some workshops every now and then. And our first workshop is going to be on 14th of January. So tune in and see you there.
Yeah, hopefully see you there.
What are some tips, Afrah, that you could give to help our viewers just to start being a conscious manifester? If they were to just do this on their own, where's a great place to start?
First of all, do not move away from the thinking that nothing is possible, you know, that you cannot do it, or that everything is just what you see in the 3D, and that it's so limited. Just open your mind to it first, to more possibilities first. Start thinking, start knowing and feeling that there's more to it, and more than that is possible. When you start being open to possibilities, you start attracting them to you, and you start believing them, and you just have to believe. You have to be like innocent, like a child, that when you want a certain outcome, you just have to believe it can happen. It really can. And you insist in your mind to insist. And you don't be cynical. Don't ever be cynical. Don't ever say that it cannot be. And I believe when I see it. No, believe first, and then you will see it.
Mhm.
I love that. I believe in that. My final words for this I wrote down on the subject matter was Einstein when he was interviewed in 1929. He said that imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited, but imagination encircles the world. And I've always really stood by that. I tell people if you can imagine it, you can do it within reason.
Have faith. Have faith.
Yeah, I
Mm.
could say last words, because I teach very much the long-term manifestation myself. I make long-term goals with my clients, and a subject, at least in Finnish culture, that if you have a failure, you think that I didn't do it, like I did it wrong. And failures are not something that you have failed. They are just a way of showing you how this doesn't happen. But there are multiple ways. You can try 10,000 times, and one of those ways is going to happen. So if I need to quote Einstein, I'm going to quote freely because I don't have here the text. But like he said something along the lines that, how did it go? That pure madness to think, to do the same thing all and over again and try to expect that you have a different outcome. So if you're in something, you are trying it and you are failing, then see what can you do differently. That would be my advice, because in some way you will get there.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I would just like to say that awareness is really key. And just being aware that you are this being that can create. Being aware of what it is your desires are. Being aware of what your thoughts are when you think of that desire will tell you the outcome instantly.
That's right. It's so important to be aware of what's going inside, what's in your mind, to be aware of your thoughts, because they are the ones which get you there.
Right, because there is no transformation without awareness. And I think that's part of, instead of things happening to you, you can actually create things. This reality is only a mirror of what is happening internally. So it's changing yourself. It's just, and I hate using the word change is kind of strong. It's more of a shift in thought, a shift in state of being that lines up with what you want. Then this outer world has to echo that and reflect that, this physical world that we're in, because it all starts in the astral, in the fourth dimension, in the imagination. That's what imagination is. And once you can do that, once you have that awareness, the world is yours to create. But it's also, sometimes we need help in doing that. And all of us here can absolutely help with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, that's what everything that we have now here, what we have today around us, is we have created that. And as you said, to not have just things happen to you, but make them happen for you.
Yes.
And I think this concludes our episode of the Global Healing Circle. Until next week, thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.